Alright, well, I have a couple of questions for the Christian God. And I didn't write these out. They're pretty much on the top of my head. The first one is, why would I want to worship a creator that demands to be worshipped? Because that seems kind of insecure in a way. A creator and a God would demand to be worshipped. It just seems very insecure to me. I'm picking up my dog. I'll get him on the bed. Why would I want to go to a heaven where supposedly, all I'm going to do there is look at a bucket of blood and stand there and look around the people that are near me and maybe look at Christ and all day and all night look at the bucket of blood and thank the blood for saving me all day and all night. It doesn't stop, doesn't end. Which brings me to my next question. Is there night in heaven? Does the light go out? Do people sleep in heaven to refresh ourselves? If we get new bodies, are we eternally like 15 years old and always horny all the time? If people that go to heaven watch me, are they able to like turn away? Because sometimes I masturbate and it's really good, and I really don't want my deceased mother to watch me when I'm doing that. I hope she's able to. Oh God, she's doing that again. Okay. I mean, I don't even want her to know that I'm gonna like start the process. So, I rather them not know, what I'm doing most of the time. That would be better. Let's see. Is there anything else on the top of my head? Oh, mansions. Okay, so the Bible says there's mansions in heaven. Okay, well, do we get a choice of what we want? Because I am living in a tiny 490 square feet home, and I don't have a lot of stuff, and I'm realizing stuff really doesn't make me happy. It's the relationships that I have with other people that I'm creating that's making me a little bit more joyful, right? So, if everybody has a mansion, but you don't give people a choice, well, then you're kind of forcing them to have these big, big, big homes that they don't need, and it's kind of like Earth, where these people have these big, big, big homes, and the bigger the home, the more stuff you have, and then they're forced to clean them out when somebody dies. Multi-generational families, grandpa dies, grandma dies, and then they have to have a yard sale and estate sales, and then everything sells, and you got this big, big, big empty house, and then you sell it, and then you downsize into something smaller, and everybody says, we're moving, we got to sell everything, we're moving, we're downsizing, this is a 2,300 square feet home, and I'm moving into a 1,000 square feet place. So, if there's mansions in heaven for everybody, but you're not giving everybody a choice, it's kind of like not fair, because what if there's people that want to live in a tiny home, that desire to not have a lot of stuff, and from what I understand in the Bible, it talks about not having materialistic things. The Bible even says not to have materialistic things. So if there's mansions in heaven, what are we going to put in those mansions? Statues of people? Or like, is there gonna be a statue of my mom and a statue of my father? Or because again, I think relationships is the number one thing that the Bible talks about. Relationship with Christ, but relationship with other Christians too is pretty much, I think, what it talks about, being, hanging out at church, developing relationships around people at church, And I like creating relationships with people that they're not really Christians, but just creating relationships in general. And I'm sorry, I just don't think I want a big, huge mansion that's empty, because I think it will be empty, because the Bible even says don't hold on to your worldly possessions. Which brings me to my next question: will there be worldly possessions in heaven? Like, so if you had a Lamborghini and you really like that Lamborghini, will that be in heaven? And you'll be able to wax it, or will that be, sorry, you got this great big mansion, but it's empty. All you got is your bed, which goes back to the will we be sleeping? Which I hope so. I hope we'll be sleeping. I like sleeping. And let's see. Is there anything else? Will we need showers in heaven? Will people like start to stink, like after 5 or 7 days of not washing their body? And I heard that we're going to be eating manna in heaven, but my question is, wouldn't we get sick and tired of that over and over again if we eat manna? Because yes, it's highly nutritious, but uh, so is broccoli, highly nutritious. But if I only eat broccoli every day and nothing else, and I just eat broccoli every day, every meal, the same thing, I'll get sick of it after about probably 5 or 7 days. And then after like a year, I might not want to eat again. Which brings me to my next question. If I don't eat the manna and I go on a fast, will I die in heaven and then go somewhere else? And how do you cure boredom in heaven? And when does forever end? When does forever end? Let's see. Will we have to like trim our toenails and our fingernails in heaven? Because if we have perfect bodies, then to me that means we'll never have to shower. And that's a shame, because I really like taking showers. I really do. And I like taking baths, like Epsom salt baths. It's really relaxing. And like cutting our hair. Will we have to have haircuts, or our hair will never grow? The Bible says we'll have new bodies, but will it be like when I get to heaven, will I like recognize my mom? Or will she be like a new body, like, maybe the person that wrote it really meant, oh, I'm sorry I didn't say this, but what I meant to say was, we're going to magically be turned into our fantasy animal. So, and it wasn't written that way. What was written was we get new bodies. But maybe what the writer meant was, if you want to become a fly, you become a fly. If you want to become an elephant, you become an elephant. So, and my mom, I don't know what animal she wanted to be. I know she wanted to be a ballerina when she was little. So, will I be looking for a ballerina when I go to heaven? And if my mom is an animal, how will I know it's her if she has a new body? Let's see. If there's no decay in heaven, then will we ever get tired? If we're not ever tired physically, will we ever get tired mentally? I don't know. That idea is just mind-blowing right now. Doing the same thing and you're not physically tired ever. Will candles be allowed in heaven? Because I really like candles. Will fire, what I'm asking is fire. Will fire be allowed in heaven? Because to light a candle, you need fire. So, will fire be allowed in heaven? Or will you outlaw candles? Because to light a candle, you need fire. And will God say, I'm sorry, if you want to light that fire, you can light that candle, you need to go to hell just to light the candle. Will butter be allowed in heaven? Because I have butter in my coffee and that tastes really, really good. I like it. Well, I'm sure there's other questions that are on my mind, but I'm not going to ask them. I don't know how many questions that were, but those are my questions.